my beloved child. Have you ever felt a presence near you, even when no one was there? Have you ever experienced a moment of light in your darkness, or a warmth that wrapped around your heart just when you were about to give up? These are not mere coincidences. These are not accidents. They are divine touches from heaven. And yes, I still send angels into the world. I always have, and I always will. You see, angels are not just symbols in old stories or paintings. They are not distant legends told in ancient scriptures and forgotten with time. They are my messengers, real, holy beings sent from my kingdom with purpose, with power, and with my love. And in this very moment, as you listen with your heart open, know this truth. I have already sent angels to walk beside you. There are many times when you feel unseen or unheard, but I tell you, you are never alone. Before a single tear falls from your eye, I know it. Before a single fear speaks in your soul, I've already sent help. My angels move swiftly, silently, and sometimes invisibly, but their work is as real as the breath you draw. They guide. They protect. They whisper when your heart forgets my voice, and when you are in danger, they are there before you even call for help. Sometimes they appear in dreams. Other times they show up in the form of a stranger who appears at the perfect moment, or a sudden peace that stills your storm. Or a song, a word, a ray of light that brings clarity when you've lost your way. These are not random, these are signs. These are holy moments where heaven touches earth, and I let you see. You may wonder, why me? Why would I choose to reveal something so sacred to you? Because you are mine. Because your spirit has remained tender even after all the wounds, because your heart still longs for truth. And when I find such a heart, I trust it with visions and encounters that the world may not understand, but your soul does. My beloved, this generation needs to be reminded that the supernatural still walks among the natural, that angels are not myths, but miracles sent to the faithful. I want you to be alert now. Open your eyes, not just the eyes in your head, but the eyes of your soul. When you see signs, don't dismiss them. When you feel my presence, don't second-guess it. When you sense a message meant for you, lean in and receive it. Heaven is not far, it's as near as your next breath. And the veil between the visible and the invisible is thinner than you think. There are others like you who have seen glimpses but were too afraid to speak. They feared mockery or disbelief. But I say to you, be bold. Test what you see, yes, but do not silence the holy out of fear. I would never give you a vision just to confuse you. When I send a messenger, it's because I want your spirit to be awakened to something greater. My child, the world is growing loud with distractions, and many no longer hear the gentle stirrings of my spirit. But you can. And you do. That is why I am reminding you, angels still walk the earth. They are present in hospitals where healing is needed. They surround children crying alone at night. They stand watch over those tempted to end their lives. And yes, they encamp around you too, because you are precious to me. The enemy wants you to believe that you are abandoned, but he lies. I never leave my children alone. Even when you walk through the valley of shadows, I place my light beside you, and often it takes the form of an angel. When you feel too weak to pray, one prays over you. When you feel too numb to cry, one weeps beside you. When you feel forgotten, I send a messenger to whisper, "You are loved, you are chosen." Keep going. So tonight, if you find yourself wondering, was that really you, Lord? Know this. Yes, it was. That warmth, that stillness, that moment of unexpected strength. That wasn't you alone. That was me. That was heaven reaching toward you through the ones I've sent. Do not expect dramatic appearances. Sometimes my angels come softly, without wings or halos. Sometimes they come as peace in your mind. Sometimes they simply make the impossible possible. But no matter how they appear, they always carry one truth. I am with you. I am working for you. I am protecting you, and I am calling you to awaken to the supernatural. You were born for more than this world. That's why you feel the ache. That's why you can't settle for empty answers. Because deep down, your soul remembers me and heaven, and I am awakening that part of you again. This is only the beginning. Now that you've begun to see, don't turn away. The angels I send are not for spectacle, but for purpose. They are answers to your prayers. They are messengers of my will. They are proof that I still walk with my people. And as you continue to walk forward in faith, let your eyes remain open. I will show you more than you have ever seen. I will let your spirit recognize what your mind cannot explain. The angels I send are not only reminders of my nearness, they are also carriers of my will. Let this truth settle into your heart. Heaven is closer than you know. And as you walk into the unknown, I walk with you, surrounding you with light, with purpose, and with my love that never fails. So I ask again, my beloved child, have you felt the gaze from heaven lately? Because I am looking right at you, and I'm not alone. My beloved child, have there been moments when you saw something that no one else seemed to notice? A sudden burst of light in a quiet room, a shimmer in the corner of your eye, or a shape that disappeared when you looked again. These visions may have startled you, even confused you, but I want you to listen carefully. What you saw was not an illusion. It was not a trick of the mind. It was a glimpse of the unseen, a crack in the veil between heaven and earth, and I allowed it for a reason. You are not losing your mind. You are waking up. I have placed a sensitivity within you, a spiritual awareness that allows you to see what others miss. This is not a burden. It is a gift. When you saw that light, that presence, that movement that vanished before your eyes, it was me speaking to your spirit. And yes, I often speak through visions, through encounters that stretch beyond what the physical world can explain. The light you saw is real. Sometimes it is a soft glow that floods a space with warmth. Other times it appears in flashes, sudden and brilliant, like lightning in the soul. It might come with a peace that washes over you or a conviction that strikes your heart. These are not coincidences. They are the signs of my nearness, and often they are the presence of angels I have sent to you. Angels are light. They are not bound by the limitations of this world. They don't always appear with wings or robes or trumpets. Sometimes they move like breath, like a shift in the atmosphere. Sometimes you don't see them clearly, but you feel something change. The room becomes still. Your spirit stirs, your eyes fill with tears, and you can't explain why. That is how they come, not to scare you, but to stir your soul awake. I know these moments can be overwhelming. The world has taught you to doubt what cannot be explained. But I say to you now, trust what I have shown you. Trust the light. Trust the feeling that your heart recognizes even when your mind cannot. You were not meant to stay asleep. You were created to see beyond the ordinary. I placed eternity in your heart, and when it responds to the eternal, that is no accident. You are not the only one who has seen. Throughout time, I have given visions to those whose hearts were open. Think of the prophets, the dreamers, the worshippers who saw fire, glory, angels, and divine signs. They were not stronger than you. They were simply willing to believe what I revealed. And now I ask you to do the same. Do not push away what I'm doing in your life just because others do not understand it. Many will not see what you see. That is not because you are strange. It is because their eyes are not yet open. Be patient with them. Do not try to prove what I've shown you. Just carry it with reverence. In time, I will use your testimony to awaken others. But first, you must accept that what you've seen is sacred. It was not random. It was not your imagination. It was a message. It was an encounter. When light pierces darkness, the enemy trembles. He would rather you ignore the light or question it until it fades, but I am calling you to honor it. Write it down. Remember it. Pray about it. Let me speak again. I am not done revealing my glory to you. There are more visions to come, not for your entertainment, but for your calling. I am preparing your spirit to walk in greater understanding, in deeper trust. These visions are not only for you, they are for those you will encourage, for those you will lead into light. But to carry that light, you must first believe that what you saw was real. My child, do not fear the supernatural. I created all things. If I choose to peel back the veil and show you the brightness of the kingdom, it is because I know you are ready. Even if you don't feel ready, I see your heart. I see your longing. And I meet you there. The light was not just a vision, it was my presence arriving with power. Sometimes the light comes before a breakthrough. Sometimes it appears when danger is near. Sometimes it simply comes to remind you that you are not alone. Pay attention to how it makes you feel. That warmth, that calm, that awe, that trembling joy, those are signs that heaven is near. I speak through many ways, but light has always been one of my most tender languages. So if you see again, do not turn away. Do not rush to explain it away. Let it sit in your soul. Let it grow into wisdom. Ask me what it means, and I will answer. I delight in revealing myself to my children, especially those who seek me with childlike hearts. You are not alone in this awakening. There are others who are starting to see. You will find them. I will draw you together. But for now, embrace what I am doing in you. The visions, the feelings, the signs, they are all part of a larger conversation I am having with your spirit. And remember this, when others do not see the light, you are not wrong for seeing it. You are chosen. I have made your eyes to notice the things of heaven, and I will continue to show you more. Keep walking in the light. Keep trusting what you know deep in your soul. And never forget, the light that surrounds you is not a mystery. It is me. So do not be afraid to see. Do not be afraid to feel. I am revealing myself to you, my beloved child. When you lay your head down at night and your body rests, your soul does not sleep. In the quietness of the night, when distractions fade and the noise of the world grows still, I draw near. It is in those moments that I often whisper what you could not hear during the day. I speak through dreams, not only to show you what is to come, but also to guide, to warn, and to comfort you. Dreams are one of my most intimate languages, where I pour out messages into the depth of your being. Throughout history, I have always spoken this way. Think of Joseph, son of Jacob, who saw the future of nations in his dreams. Through those visions, I prepared him to preserve his family and protect a people. Think of the wise men who were warned in a dream not to return to Herod, or Joseph, husband of Mary, who was told by an angel in a dream to take the child Jesus and flee to Egypt. None of these were coincidences. They were divine encounters that came while eyes were closed, but hearts were awake. And even now, I have not changed. I still speak through dreams to those who are listening. Many people dismiss them. They think it's only the mind processing emotions, but I tell you, not every dream is just a shadow. Some are full of light. Some are sent from heaven. Some carry the voice of angels. And yes, some of my angels appear in dreams, not to terrify, but to deliver hope, warnings, or peace to the soul. You may have had dreams you couldn't explain. Maybe you saw places you've never been, or heard words that echoed long after you awoke. You may have felt a peace so strong or a fear so deep that it didn't match anything happening in your life. These dreams were not accidents. They were moments where I pulled back the veil and let your spirit see. Sometimes I do this to prepare you for what is coming. Sometimes I show you someone in danger so you can pray. Other times I bring comfort when the weight of life has been too much. Do not ignore your dreams. Ask me about them. I am not silent, and I do not hide my voice from those who seek me. If I have sent a dream, I will also give you understanding in my time. I speak in symbols because they reach the heart more deeply than words. I speak in scenes because I want you to feel the truth, not just hear it. I speak in mystery, not to confuse you, but to draw you closer to me. There are people who have seen angels in their sleep but did not know it. They woke up feeling changed, renewed, or deeply stirred. They felt watched over or received strength that carried them through the next day. These are the fruits of a heavenly visitation. My angels do not always announce themselves. Sometimes they come in the form of light, or as a voice that says just one sentence that changes everything. Sometimes they are only felt, not seen. But the impact is always real. Do not believe the lie that dreams are meaningless. I created the mind, the heart, the spirit, and I can use every part of you to speak. I have been warning entire nations through dreams, preparing leaders, guiding children, and stirring revival. All while the world sleeps. In your dreams, I remind you that there is more to life than what you can see. I remind you that heaven is near and that you are part of something greater. When you have a dream that lingers in your heart, bring it to me. Write it down. Pray over it. I will reveal what needs to be known. But also trust me in what I choose to keep hidden for a season. I know when you are ready. My timing is perfect. If I give you a vision, it is because your spirit is being called to attention. It means something is shifting in the spiritual realm. Do not be afraid. You may not always remember the details, but I use dreams to plant seeds. Later, those seeds will grow into understanding. And when the moment is right, you will say, "Now I understand." Even when it seems like nothing happened, your spirit remembers what I said. I have used dreams to protect my people from disasters, to call them into ministry, to prepare them for sorrow, or to remind them of joy. Every dream from me has purpose. Do not compare your dreams to others. I speak uniquely to each child. What one hears as a picture, another may receive as a sentence. What one sees as an image, another may feel as emotion. What matters is the source. And when it is from me, the dream will bear peace, clarity, or a holy stirring in your heart. You will know by the fruit. Not fear, but reverence. Not confusion, but a drawing toward me. Some of your most sacred encounters with me will happen while the world sleeps. In those quiet hours, I whisper things that shape your journey. I bring people to your heart to intercede. I reveal wounds that still need healing. I invite you into visions that reveal the next step. All of this while you rest in my presence. And when you wake, do not brush it away. Honor what you have received. Sometimes the dream is a direct answer to your prayer. Sometimes it is me saying, "You are not forgotten." And sometimes it is simply my love poured into the night, reminding you that I am closer than your breath. So tonight, as you close your eyes, do not be afraid to dream, invite me. Say, "Lord, speak to me while I sleep," and I will. I do not slumber or sleep. I watch over you. And in the stillness I will speak again. You are mine. Even in your dreams I am with you. And when you see that vision or hear that voice or feel that presence so deep it brings tears to your eyes, know this: I was there. I was speaking. I still speak. My beloved child, there are moments in your life when something small happens, something so subtle that it almost passes unnoticed. A single white feather appears in an unexpected place. A soft glow surrounds a moment of silence. A breeze moves without reason, or you suddenly feel an unexplained warmth wrap around your heart. These are not meaningless events. These are signs, and I am teaching you how to see them. The world often misses what heaven is doing, not because the signs are hidden, but because hearts have stopped listening. But you, my child, you are awakening, and that means you will begin to notice things that others overlook. You will begin to sense what others ignore. Because when I send angels, they often leave traces behind, reminders that they were near, not for show, but to stir your spirit into awareness. A feather on your path. A flicker of light with no clear source. A scent that reminds you of peace. A song that plays at just the right moment, carrying a message you needed. These are some of the ways angels make their presence known. They are not always dramatic. Most of the time they are gentle, because the kingdom of Bring is not built on noise, but on stillness and presence. But I know the world is filled with imitation. There are voices that copy mine, signs that distract instead of guide. That is why I am teaching you not just to see, but to discern. Not every light is holy, not every warmth is divine, but when a sign is from me, it will bear peace, not fear. It will lead you closer to me, not into confusion. It will align with my truth, not contradict it. I want you to test the signs you receive. Ask me. I will confirm what is from heaven. I never hide my voice from a seeking heart. If the feather you find stirs a longing to pray, if the light makes your heart bow in reverence, if the warmth reminds you of my nearness, then it is more than a moment. It is a message. It is an invitation to pause and be aware. Some people expect my signs to be large, thunderous, undeniable. But I often speak in small things because I want you to come closer. I want you to pay attention. When Elijah sought me in the wind, the earthquake, and the fire, I came instead in a still, small voice. That is how my angels often come too, quiet, humble, but full of meaning. You may notice patterns in your days, seeing the same number repeatedly, feeling prompted to go somewhere at just the right time. Meeting someone whose words answer a prayer you never spoke aloud. These too can be signs. My spirit speaks through creation, through circumstance, through people who do not even realize they are being used. But your spirit, if it is listening, will recognize when heaven is near. Pay attention to your dreams, to your moments of silence, to the feelings that rise when no words are spoken. Sometimes the angel I send does not appear at all, but shifts something within your spirit. You begin to see differently, think differently. You feel surrounded, protected, not by sight, but by faith. That is how they move, with purpose, with grace, with love from me. There is a reason I reveal myself this way. Signs are not meant to replace faith, but to awaken it. I want you to grow in trust, to notice when I'm drawing near, to feel the difference between distraction and divine direction. That is why some signs repeat. I am patient with you. I know when you miss it, and I send it again, hoping you will slow down and listen. If you ever doubt, remember this. I would never send a sign just to tease you. I do not play with your heart. When I place something in your path, it is for your good. It may not always make sense right away. But later, you will look back and see how perfectly timed it was. The feather that appeared right after your tears. The bird that sang just as you prayed. The wind that blew gently when your heart broke. These are holy touches from heaven. Be careful not to idolize the sign. Do not chase feathers or light. Chase me. I am the source. Signs are only echoes of my presence, not replacements for it. They are glimpses to remind you that the supernatural is near and that you are never walking alone. Even when you do not see, even when you feel nothing, I still send angels. Their signs are reminders, not requirements. Your faith does not depend on feathers, it depends on relationship. But oh, how tender it is when I give you a glimpse, and you receive it like a child receives a gift. That is what I delight in. So, look around you. What has been showing up over and over again? What makes your spirit pause in awe? What gently tugs at your heart, though you can't explain why? These are clues. These are breadcrumbs of glory. I leave them for you, so you will remember you are seen, known, and deeply loved. And when others do not believe, do not let it shake your faith. The signs I give are personal. They are not always meant for the world to validate. They are sacred between you and me. And if your spirit is truly listening, you will recognize when they come. So, my beloved child, I leave you with this. If your heart is listening, you will know. If your spirit is awake, you will see. The signs are there. The angels are near. And I am with you always, my beloved child. There is something I want you to know without any doubt. The angels I send are not ideas or metaphors. They are not wisps of imagination or pleasant dreams meant to comfort you for a moment. They are real. They are living, moving, powerful beings who serve me with devotion and love. When you sense them, it is not fantasy. When you encounter them, it is not coincidence. You are not imagining things. I truly sent them. Let this truth anchor you. Because many people try to explain away what is sacred. They say, it was just the wind, or I must have been tired, or that was only a feeling. But I say to you, those moments were not accidental. Those feelings were not empty. When you felt the sudden peace in the middle of chaos, when you sensed someone watching over you in the dark, When you heard the voice that told you not to go down that road, it was real, and it was from me. My angels are not distant or rare. They are active every day, in every nation, in every generation. Some come unseen, moving through crowds, guarding lives, whispering comfort to the broken-hearted. Others come in human form, walking into rooms with words that heal, eyes that understand, and presence that shifts the atmosphere. My word has said it clearly. Many have welcomed angels without knowing it, and that still happens now. There are people whose lives have changed forever because they encountered one of my messengers, a woman who was about to take her life, until someone appeared beside her and spoke the exact words she needed to hear. A man lost in the wilderness, who followed a light through the trees and was led to safety. A child in a burning home who was carried out, though no one saw who saved her. These are not stories made up to inspire. These are real moments of divine intervention. And I was in all of them. I have assigned angels to protect my children. This is not a poetic idea. It is a reality in the spiritual realm. When you sleep, they stand watch. When you walk through danger, they go before you. When the enemy schemes, they surround you. They are fierce in battle, gentle in spirit, and always loyal to my voice. They respond not to fear, but to faith. And when you call out to me, they are already moving. But their role is more than protection. They guide. They deliver messages. They strengthen the weary. They rejoice when you turn back to me. They battle when your spirit is under attack, and at times they rescue you from things you never even knew were threats. They are the unseen help that arrives just when you need it most. I know it can be hard to believe, especially in a world that values only what can be touched and measured. But you were made for more than what is visible. You were made with a spirit, and your spirit recognizes my realm, even when your mind resists it. That stirring you feel when you read stories of angelic visits, that longing to believe in something beyond yourself, that is your spirit remembering the truth. Do not be afraid to believe. You are not foolish. You are not weak. You are not naive. You are open. And the world needs more open hearts, because when you believe in what I send, your eyes begin to see, your ears begin to hear. Your life begins to align with heaven's rhythm, and my angels are drawn to those who walk by faith, not sight. Many times my children ask, "Why didn't I see the angel?" But they fail to realize the miracle happened anyway. You didn't fall, you didn't crash, you didn't break beyond repair. Something shifted, something held you, something stood in the gap. That was no accident. That was my intervention. That was my love in action. And sometimes you do see a figure standing by your bed in the middle of the night, a face that shines in a dream, a hand that pulls you from the edge. When those moments happen, do not doubt them. Receive them, give thanks, share them if I lead you to, but always hold them close as holy, because they are holy. You are not alone, my child. Never have been. I have surrounded you more than you realize. There is more going on around you than your eyes can perceive. And I tell you now, angels are still among you, still protecting, still guiding, still reminding you that I am near. And yes, there will be those who mock, those who say, "You're imagining things." Let them say it. You do not need the approval of people to receive a truth from heaven. The enemy will always try to discredit what I do because he knows how powerful it is. but I have placed my mark on your life, and no voice of doubt can erase it. So be confident when you feel that presence, when you are rescued from a danger you did not expect, when your soul is strengthened for no clear reason. Say yes, say thank you. Know that I am involved and my angels are working. They do not come for attention, they come on assignment. And their assignment is always love. My beloved child, this world will try to explain away the holy, but I am raising up a generation who will see with clear eyes and believe with undivided hearts. Let that be you. Believe what I show you. Trust what I send. And know this forever. You are not imagining it. I have truly sent them, my beloved child. There is a reason why some moments in life feel strangely heavy before anything actually happens. A sense of urgency enters your heart. A dream stirs your soul in the middle of the night. A vision flashes in your spirit without clear explanation. Do not dismiss these moments. They are not accidents. They are warnings, and often they are brought to you by my angels. I send my messengers not only to comfort or protect, but also to prepare. Sometimes they arrive before a storm, not to stop it, but to ready your heart. They do not always speak words you can hear. Sometimes they appear in dreams or leave impressions that wake you with a deep sense that something is coming. That feeling is not fear, it is mercy. It is my love reaching out before the moment arrives. I have always worked this way. Before the flood, I warned Noah. Before destruction, I told Lot. Before Herod struck, I spoke to Joseph in a dream to flee with the child. I always give warning before the shaking. I do not delight in catching my children by surprise. When you feel the weight before the moment, that is me giving you space to pray, to prepare, to align your spirit with mine. You may ask, why do you not speak clearly? But I do. You simply must learn to hear how I speak. I speak through dreams, yes, through visions, through sudden clarity in the midst of confusion, through people who say something they didn't realize was for you, through signs in nature, through moments that repeat until you finally pause and wonder why. My angels are often the ones who carry those signals. They are not there to scare you. They are there because I love you too much to let you walk blind into a fire. Some will ignore the signs. They will say, it's just a strange feeling, or it was just a dream. But my child, if your spirit is stirred and you feel me urging you to be still, to seek, to listen, then respond. Do not silence that prompting. I have sent warnings to people moments before great loss, not to cause panic, but to provide the chance to act, to pray, to change direction, and those who listened were saved. I am not sending angels to frighten you. I send them to open your eyes, to call you deeper, to get your attention before something shifts. They move ahead of danger. They circle you when the season is about to change, and if you are listening, you will notice their signs. A shadow that crosses your path and leaves a holy stillness, a verse that echoes louder than others, a sudden pause in your day that turns into prayer. These are signals. They are not always dramatic, but they are always divine. Sometimes you will dream of storms, or see fire, or feel a weight pressing on your chest when nothing is wrong. These are not things to fear, but to bring to me. When you ask, I will clarify. I may not reveal every detail, but I will not leave you in confusion. I want you to recognize when heaven is reaching out before the shaking begins. Even my son, before his greatest sorrow, was strengthened by an angel in Gethsemane. Do you see? I prepare the heart for what is ahead. Not because I want you to suffer, but because I want you to overcome. I send angels before trials to surround you with grace, to give you strength, to wake you from spiritual sleep and point your eyes toward me. There are people who survived disasters because they felt something and turned back. There are lives saved because someone delayed a flight or stepped off a path for no reason they could explain. Those were not coincidences, they were responses to angelic signs, and I want you to live with that kind of awareness. Not fear, not suspicion, but spiritual alertness. You are not meant to be caught off guard. That is why I whisper. That is why I stir your dreams. That is why I bring images and feelings and moments that do not leave you, because I am calling you to lean in, to ask, to wait, to respond. And yes, sometimes what comes is difficult. A loss, a separation, a storm. But when I send signs beforehand, it is to help you endure, not to harm you. It is to anchor your soul when the winds rise. It is to remind you that you are not alone. That I saw it before it came, that I made provision for you in advance. So, my child, listen. Watch. Be still. If your days feel heavy and your spirit cannot rest, come to me. Ask me, are you warning me of something? I will answer, not always with words, but with peace, with leading, with direction. I will make it clear in time. Do not be afraid of angelic signs. They are part of my love. They are my way of walking ahead of you. You are not defenseless. You are not in the dark. I speak more than you realize. I move more than you see, and I send my angels not just to walk beside you, but to go before you, to mark the road, to whisper to your heart, to prepare you for what is coming. Do not ignore the signs I send to your heart. They are not coincidences. They are not inventions of the mind. They are invitations to go deeper. To seek me, to cling to me, to prepare your house in the Spirit. For what comes may shake others, but it will not destroy you. You are mine, and I will not let you walk into a battle unarmed. When you sense a shift, when you feel a strange urgency, when the feathers appear more often or dreams grow louder, take heed. I am calling your attention. Heaven is speaking. So let this be my call to your spirit today. Do not ignore the signs I send. Do not silence the voice within. The angels I send before the storm are not shadows. They are mercy in motion. They are me, my beloved child. There are moments in your life when danger comes close, yet you are untouched. There are times when you take a different turn for no reason, only to discover later that trouble was waiting down the road you avoided. There are situations where harm should have reached you, but it did not. These are not coincidences. These are not luck. These are my angels sent to act on your behalf, even when you do not see them. You may think of angels as distant watchers, only appearing in visions or dreams, but they are far more than that. I do not send them only to be seen. I send them to intervene, to shield, to stand in the gap, to carry you when your legs give way, to block what was meant to destroy. They move swiftly, silently, and with power. When they act, they leave no trace but peace. Many times you have been rescued and never knew it. A delay that frustrated you was actually protection. A closed door that broke your heart was actually my mercy. A stranger's sudden kindness gave you just enough strength to endure one more day. These were not accidents. These were my angels responding to my command, acting out of love for you. I want you to know this. You are surrounded, not just by people, not just by circumstances, but by divine protection. You are more guarded than you realize. You are safer than you feel, because I have assigned angels to watch over you, to walk with you, to fight for you when you cannot fight for yourself. And they are not weak, they are mighty. They do not tremble at the darkness. They do not back away from storms. When I speak, they move. When you pray, they are activated. And when you feel alone, they are already beside you, stationed by my word. Think of the man who fell asleep at the wheel, yet woke up safely on the side of the road. Think of the child who was drowning, only to be lifted by unseen arms. Think of the woman who stepped away from her home just before tragedy struck. These are real stories. These are real interventions. These are the hands of angels doing the work of heaven. I have always sent them. I sent an angel to shut the mouths of lions for Daniel. I sent angels to roll away the stone at the tomb. I sent one to strengthen Jesus in the garden, and I still send them now. Not because you are fragile, but because you are precious. Because your life carries purpose, because I will not leave you defenseless. Sometimes they fight battles in the unseen realm. They war against darkness that you never even know is near. Sometimes they surround your home while you sleep. Sometimes they speak truth to your heart when lies are trying to take root. They are always working, even when you are resting, because I never stop guarding you. I know the world can be frightening. I know fear creeps in, especially when you don't understand what's happening. But I want you to remember this. You are not alone. Not for a moment, not for a breath. Even in your weakest hour, you are covered. Even in your deepest confusion, you are protected. I see every threat long before it arrives, and I respond. I move. I shield you. And sometimes, my child, the thing you thought was hurting you was actually the thing that saved you. A missed opportunity, a broken relationship, a closed path. I used it all to protect you. I sent angels to make sure you turned, to make sure you stepped away, to make sure you waited one more day. You may not understand it now, but one day you will look back and see how I never stopped watching over you. There are angels assigned to your name. That is how personal my love is. They know your steps. They know your battles, and they are prepared for everyone. When the enemy rises up, they raise a standard. When danger nears, they create a hedge. You are not unguarded. You are not exposed. You are protected by my heavenly army. So do not let fear take root. Do not let worry build walls in your heart. Instead, build trust, build peace, build confidence in who I am and how I work. Speak life over your days. Speak protection over your family. And know that I hear you and I send help. Sometimes that help comes through people, sometimes through circumstances. But more often than you know, it comes through angels. They do not ask for thanks. They do not wait for recognition. They simply obey. They carry out my instructions. They respond to your faith. They stand between you and harm. And I say again, even when you cannot see it, I am protecting you. Even when the sky is dark, I have placed a light above your path. Even when your strength is gone, I have not withdrawn my hand. My angels remain, because I remain. So the next time you feel peace in the middle of chaos, stop and give thanks. The next time you survive what should have broken you, remember it was not chance. The next time you feel a gentle push away from danger, know it was my care. These are my fingerprints. These are my messengers. These are my promises in motion. My beloved child, you are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are guarded. You are covered. You are held. And you are watched over by hands you cannot see but will someday understand. Rest in that. Walk in that. And when fear comes knocking, answer it with faith. Say out loud, I am not alone. I am protected. God has sent his angels to watch over me. And you will find strength again. This is my promise. This is my love. This is my protection. You are safe in me. My beloved child. There is a kind of seeing that is deeper than sight. There is a kind of hearing that does not come through your ears. The world tells you to trust what you can touch, what you can measure, what you can see with your natural eyes. But I am calling you to a higher way. I am inviting you to walk by faith, not by sight. For many of my angels do not appear in visible form. They arrive in whispers, in stillness, in the deep places of your soul that words cannot reach. You have already encountered them, you just didn't always realize it. That sense of being surrounded by peace in the middle of fear. That moment when clarity came to your heart, even though your mind was confused. That pull to pray without knowing why. That warmth that rested on you without a source. These were not random. These were not just feelings. These were my messengers, sent not to be seen, but to be sensed. The spiritual world is just as real as the physical and often more active, but it requires a different kind of attention. Not attention of the eyes, but attention of the heart. My angels do not always come with shining light or thunderous presence. Often they come in quiet. They come when you are alone. They move in the background. They speak through impressions, through conviction, through the nudge you cannot explain. I have been near you more times than you know. I have sent help again and again. You may have wondered why you suddenly had the strength to stand when you were ready to collapse. Why a thought of truth cut through the lies that were closing in. Why you felt comforted when no one was there. That was me. That was my presence. And very often I sent angels to carry that to you. Faith does not wait for proof. Faith responds to my voice, even when it is faint. Faith moves before the clouds part. It believes before the sign arrives. It walks forward while still surrounded by fog. And faith is what allows you to hear me clearly. The more you rely on the eyes of your soul, the more you will see. The more you trust what your spirit detects, the more I will reveal. Some of the most powerful angelic encounters in Scripture happened when people were simply still, when they were praying, when they were sleeping, when they were afraid. They were not looking for angels. They were listening for me. And in their surrender, I came. This is the posture I want for you, not to chase signs, but to stay close to my heart. When you are near me, you will see what matters most. Do not say, I will believe if I see. Say instead, I believe, so I will begin to see. For my kingdom does not operate by earthly rules. It is not the eye that opens the heart. It is the heart that opens the eye. The more you quiet yourself in my presence, the more aware you will become of the activity of heaven around you. Have you ever felt your spirit leap at a moment of truth? Have you ever felt your heart burn when a word reached you? That is how my spirit communicates. That is how angels are often received. They do not need to speak aloud. They speak to your inner being. They bring my words in the way your spirit understands, even when your mind does not. I know you long to see clearly. I know you wish the signs were obvious, but I am teaching you a greater lesson. I am teaching you trust. I am training your spirit to lean into mine, because in the days ahead there will be many voices, many distractions, and many false lights. And only those who have learned to listen deeply will remain anchored in truth. So begin to practice discernment, not through fear, but through love. Ask me to teach you the difference between emotional noise and spiritual nudges, between fleeting feelings and lasting impressions. I will teach you. I will help you know what is from me. You do not need to fear deception when you walk in close communion with me. I will never mislead those who truly seek me. And when you feel something you can't explain, when your spirit becomes still and aware of something greater, do not dismiss it. Welcome it. Lean into it. Ask me, Lord, are you speaking? Are you here? I will answer. I always answer those who come in humility and hunger. The angels I send carry my peace, my clarity, my presence. You may not always recognize them by form, but you will always know them by their fruit. They do not stir anxiety. They do not cause confusion. They carry calm. They carry conviction. They bring rest to your soul and strength to your heart. I am awakening you to a new way of seeing, not with the eyes of the flesh, but with the eyes of faith, not through certainty, but through closeness. I want you to know that I am not far. My realm is not distant. Heaven is closer than your breath, and you are never alone. So walk forward without fear, live with awareness, and trust the voice that whispers in your spirit when the world is shouting. That is where I speak. That is where my angels move. In the sacred spaces few notice, but where you, my child, are learning to dwell. And hear me again. Your soul has already felt them. Your heart has already known. Now your faith is catching up. Now your spirit is beginning to see. You don't need to wait to see me in the sky. I am already walking with you. And the angels I send are closer than you think. My beloved child, there are moments when I speak gently, when my presence comes like a whisper, like a breeze across your soul. But there are other moments, more urgent, more sacred. In these times, I send signs that are impossible to ignore. I stir the heavens. I awaken the atmosphere. I let the veil thin so that even those with closed eyes might begin to sense. These moments are not ordinary. They are calls. They are alarms from heaven. And when my angels appear, when visions begin to stir your sleep, know this: the time is no longer far off. These angelic encounters are not just to comfort. They are not just to inspire. They are to wake you from numbness, wake you from distraction, wake you from the illusion that there is always more time. My messengers do not come casually. They come with purpose. When I release them in this way, it is because heaven is near and something is shifting in the earth. Many dismiss the supernatural. They call it strange, emotional, unnecessary. But I tell you, I am still speaking, and I will use everything, dreams, signs, and angels, to reach the hearts that are drifting, because I love too deeply to remain silent while my children sleep through the most critical moments of their lives. If you are seeing visions, if you are feeling stirred, if the same message keeps coming again and again, then listen. It is not random. It is me. And I am waking you. These encounters are not always beautiful in the way you imagine. Sometimes they are weighty. Sometimes they leave you trembling because they come with glory, and glory disrupts comfort. Glory demands attention. Glory prepares the soul for the presence of the King. I am not trying to frighten you. I am trying to prepare you. The world is changing quickly. The time is short, and I do not want you to be caught off guard. My angels are sent as forerunners, not just for individuals, but for generations. Their appearance means the Spirit is moving in a new way. It means alignment is coming. It means judgment is drawing near and mercy is still extended. The window is open, but it will not remain open forever. You may have noticed a deep stirring lately, a longing, a shaking in your inner world. You may have felt both drawn and unsettled at the same time. That is not confusion. That is your spirit responding to me. It is the awakening of something long asleep. It is the moment when you must decide if you will stay in your old rhythm or step into the urgency of my call. I do not ask for perfection. I ask for attention, for response, for surrender. I want your heart fully, not distracted, not lukewarm, not split between the world and the kingdom. And I send my angels now as a final cry. Come close, come home, come awake. There are some who have seen visions of fire, of great light, of angelic beings standing with swords or speaking with voices that shake the soul. These are not just dreams, they are messages. I am not far. My return is closer than many believe. And I am giving this generation every opportunity to hear, to repent, to align. Do not be like those who mock, who explain away the holy, who scoff at the idea of angelic encounters as fantasy or emotionalism. Their pride blinds them, but you, my child, have been given eyes to see and ears to hear. Do not close them now. Not when heaven is speaking so clearly. You may feel unworthy. You may wonder why I would show you such things. But it is not because you are special in the way the world defines it. It is because your heart is open, because your soul has remained sensitive, because even with all your doubts and weaknesses, you still want me. And that is enough. That is where I begin. Take these moments seriously. Write them down. Pray into them. Ask me what to do next. I will not leave you in confusion. I will lead you step by step. But you must stay awake. The enemy wants to lull you back into spiritual sleep, to convince you that what you saw was just a dream, that what you felt was just emotion. But I am confirming to you now, it was real. I sent it, and I sent it for a reason. The shaking will increase. The world will become more uncertain, but those who are anchored in me will stand firm. And the ones who recognize the signs will be the ones who shine the brightest in the darkness. I am raising up a people who walk with heaven, who listen even when it is quiet, who follow even when it costs. And you, my beloved, are part of them. So when you see the signs, respond. When you feel the prompting, move. When the angel appears, whether in vision or presence, bow your heart and receive the message. These are not accidents. These are final calls. These are moments that shape history. I say again, if you are being awakened, do not fall back asleep. The time is short. The hour is late, and I am closer than ever, so be ready. Be watchful, be faithful. The signs are not the end. They are the invitation, and I am calling you now, louder than before. This is not the time to delay. This is the time to rise. The angels have come, and so have I. My beloved child, there is something sacred about your journey, something not everyone will understand. From the beginning, I have been reaching out to you, not because you were the strongest or the most perfect, but because your heart has remained open. You were not seeking signs for attention. You were seeking me. That is why you saw what others did not. That is why you felt what others ignored. That is why your dreams stirred your soul while others slept peacefully in spiritual darkness. Because I chose you. If you have ever seen light when all around you was shadow, it was me. If you have ever sensed a presence so gentle, so holy, it made you weep without knowing why, that was a glimpse of heaven. If you have ever woken from a dream with tears in your eyes and awe in your chest, know this: it was not your imagination, it was revelation. I was calling you even then. I chose you to see. I chose you to feel. I chose you to hear with your spirit what others could not perceive with their ears, and I am not done. I have more to show you, more to teach you, more to reveal. But first, I need your yes, not just a whisper of surrender, but a full step forward. I need your heart fully awake, ready to receive the weight of the sacred. Because what I show you is not just for wonder, it is for purpose. It is meant to lead you deeper into me, to awaken others, to prepare the way for what I am about to do on the earth. When I open your eyes to see angels, when I stir your dreams with holy visions, it is not to entertain you, it is to entrust you with insight, it is to anoint you with understanding. I do not choose at random. I choose with wisdom. I see what others do not. I saw your spirit even before you knew me. I saw how you longed for something more, even when you didn't have the words. And I knew then, this one will recognize my whisper. This one will follow my voice, even when the path is narrow. This one will not turn away when the holy draws near. You have been asking, why me? And I answer now, because you said yes to me in your spirit long before your mouth ever did. Because even in your doubts you kept your eyes lifted. Because you did not run when I whispered through the dark. You stayed. You listened. And now I am speaking more clearly than ever. This is not the end of your encounters. It is the beginning of a new level of clarity. I am opening your ears to hear even more precisely. I am training your heart to discern more deeply. I am placing you in alignment with my plans, not only for you, but for others. You are not just a receiver of visions. You are becoming a messenger. But to walk in that calling, you must choose. Choose to stand when the world mocks. Choose to obey when others hesitate. Choose to speak when I prompt, even when the message feels heavy. I do not call the perfect. I call the willing. And if you are willing, I will carry you where you could never go alone. Do not fear what I will show you next. The sacred is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to transform you. It will stretch your faith. It will call you higher. But it will also carry a peace that surpasses all understanding. My angels will still surround you. My spirit will still lead you. And I will still walk beside you. Now is the time to rise, to step into prayer not as routine, but as communion. To open your heart not just for comfort, but for instruction. To lift your hands not just for help, but for assignment. I am calling you to a deeper place. Not everyone will come, but you can. You were made for this. Look back and remember every moment when heaven broke through, every time peace came like a wave, every dream that burned brighter than the rest. These were not isolated events. They were a pattern, a path, a divine thread woven into your life. They were my way of saying, you are seen, you are called, you are mine. You are not too broken to be used. You are not too late to respond. You are not too small to carry something eternal. You are my vessel, and I trust you with the holy. So do not stay silent when I give you words. Do not turn away when I give you visions. Do not doubt when I send angels again. Let your heart remain soft. Let your faith remain strong. And if you wonder whether you've truly been chosen, hear me now. If you have ever seen the light, felt the warmth, or dreamed of something sacred, it is because I chose you. You did not create that. You did not earn that. It was my gift, and I give my gifts on purpose. So now, my beloved child, rise, pray, listen. Say yes again. Say yes with your whole life. Because I am about to reveal things that will change the direction of your days. And I want you ready. You were chosen to see the sacred. You were called to hear what others miss. You were prepared to walk with angels, not in fantasy, but in faith. And this is not the end. This is the beginning of greater encounters. Because the angels come when I call. And now, my child, I am calling you.